Eliot Shorr-Parks joins us. This Eliot Shorr-Parks call-in brought to you by Robin Ford, online at robinford.com. There's no stopping the Robin, and there's no stopping Eliot Shorr-Parks of the Go Birds podcast. Eliot, what's up, brother?
What up? I thought that interview with Aidan Miller was awesome. I thought he had some really good, important messages that really resonated. So good job, guys.
What's the tone for?
Yeah,
what's the tone for?
What was that?
No, I just thought his thing about how he said, they do the prospect rankings, but like he doesn't pay attention to how people rank him in his profession, right? It doesn't matter what the lists say and all that. Right? It's about getting up every day and doing your job. So I just thought that was a really positive message this time.
Yeah. So that
what is your job?
Yeah, Eagles Insider of the Year. It's have anything to do with those rankings?
No, I mean, look, I respect your guys' opinion, but at the end of the day, it's just an opinion, and I will go out and do.
It's not our opinion. There's a committee.
Yeah, there's a whole committee,
and they huddle up.
Right.
Yeah, they huddle up. There's the huddle up. Yeah. Well, and Eliot, what do you think of Kenna getting the belt for capturing the video of James getting denied by Bryce Harper?
I mean, an all-time video. It gets funnier. It gets funnier every time. And I know he says they shook hands in the hallway, which I believe, but just the way he puts it down immediately is so funny. It's just such an instant realization of what has happened.
Do you believe James when he says that he hasn't even thought about that for 1 second?
No way. No.
Okay.
Did you appreciate also holding while we did something else in the show?
Yeah.
Well, I was actually about to text you and say, don't leave me waiting much longer. So,
Diva Eliot. Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the morning show.
Yeah. Well, true. Eliot, it does seem like, the AJ thing, I just hope they trade him so we don't have to argue about it anymore. But it does seem like with his agent looking for trades, there was an article with from Jeff McClain saying they'll sort of make the decision within the next 10 days, but it being out there that their asking price is going to be a 1 and a 2. It does seem like we are trending toward this happening as I almost think it gets to a point of no return to have that player back. So where is your, I guess, percentage that they trade him now?
I think 85, 90%. I think if it reaches the point of the agent talking to other teams and seeing, what their interest would be. Like, my guess is this is also partially about contract. Like, the compensation, they probably don't even meet unless there's some realization of what it's going to cost and the team being willing to come close to that. So, AJ only has 1 year left of guaranteed money. If he has multiple teams interested in him, which I'm sure he will, then I think the agent can contract negotiate. So, in my experience, when it reaches this point, it's normally pretty unlikely a player of this caliber is going to go back because there will be teams out there. Like I saw that Peter Schrager of NFL Network reported today that AJ's not on the trading block, and that's true. The Eagles are not actively trading AJ, but they are allowing teams to put offers together that then they'll consider, and I think they'll get a good enough offer.
It's interesting to look at the comps. The Tyreek Hill when he got traded, that was a pretty giant package. What do you pause? Sorry, guys.
I mean, cripes.
A pretty big grouping of picks, I would say. What do you think? What do you think, Howie? I think this is probably, of all the things that Howie can do, it feels like the most in his wheelhouse of him doing the public tour, saying, we really don't want to trade him and that sort of thing, and being able to end up getting eventually a 1 and a 3 for Wentz, being in a not the same but similar situation. What do you think the comp ends up being, if you had to guess?
Yeah, Dombrowski could really take notes on how to handle this from
Agreed.
From Howie, yeah exactly. Yep. I think they will end up getting a 2 that could become a 1. I don't think they'll get a flat-out 1. Like, number 31 overall, maybe from the Patriots, but I think that his age and the fact that you have to pay him as well. And I thought it was interesting today, a Patriots reporter put out there that the Patriots are interested, but there is some concern about AJ's knees. And so I think they're viewing AJ, probably any team that gets him, as a 2-year player. Like, you hope you get 2 more great years out of him, and maybe it can be more, but I think a 2 is more than likely. But one thing Howie is good at is he has done a lot of trades where it's a 2 that can become a 1 or a 3 that can become a 2. It wouldn't surprise me if Howie is more interested in picks in next year's draft so that he can kind of bank on 1 year out of AJ and see if he can get that to go up.
Oh yeah, that is that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
I hadn't considered that.
I need a 2 and a 4. That 2 can be a 1 based on incentives. That way it could turn out to be, he goes to the Patriots. He stays healthy. He's going to be their number 1 wide receiver next year. So he should hit reasonable incentives. And then maybe the pick turns into a first rounder and a fourth rounder for AJ, even if it's for next year's first rounder. I would rather do it that way.
Well, also, if I'm
and
Howie, what I want is I want the incentives to be games played. Like you know what
Sure.
I mean? Like that's really what I want. I don't want to have to bank on the Patriots throwing it to him, or Drake May gets hurt, all of a sudden his numbers go down. But I'm sorry, Eliot, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the other benefit of having a pick in the 2027 draft would be you have that as an asset to trade past this year's draft. If come training camp you want to trade for somebody, I think that they could use that pick to potentially trade for another receiver to help replace AJ. But the other part of this is they have so many expensive contracts coming up for young players. I don't know if it's the worst thing in the world to have the rookie that you would draft in either the second or first round, like get that extra year before you have to cut a check for him as well. So I do think a pick in next year's draft makes sense. But I also think we're underestimating a little bit what a huge loss he's going to be for the team. Like replacing AJ is going to be extremely difficult. So I know right now, like there's a group of fans that are okay with trading him. But I think we're obsessing over the wrong things right now because it's the off season. I think in season, AJ's loss will really be felt.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if people are overlooking that. I think most people, the last thing we've heard about AJ, at least from the majority of people we talk to, is he's some declining player and he isn't any good anymore. I think most people know what type of player AJ is and how he'll probably thrive wherever he goes. When you say hurt the team next year or the team won't be as good, I think that's something you sort of expect if you're trading A.J. Brown. I don't know how you could expect to be better throwing the football from a production standpoint without A.J. Brown. Like I mean, maybe they get a rookie wide receiver that surprises everyone or something of that nature, but I would imagine some sort of step back should be expected. I mean, it just should be. And listen, I already expect that. Next year is a win the division, win the home playoff game. Let's get ready for 2028. I mean, 2027. My bad. 2027. 2027.
I think that would be an outstanding outcome for next year.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could take that, I think you would take it now. I think, winning record next year is something that probably to strive for first before worrying about that. Like, they're making a lot of changes, and if you lose AJ, this is a team that really, I think, is a question going into next year.
But here's the thing, though. His trade request aside, this was going to be a decision that needed to be made.
From a financial
standpoint anyway, at some point.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think I think he will be traded, and I think that's what's going to happen. But I do think if he's back, there is a world where he gets some type of reworked contract. Like the announcement is, AJ's back and he's signed a 2-year extension with the team where he gets more guaranteed money in 2027 or something like that. Like I think if he's back, there will be a recommitment, even just to show the effort that, we are on the same page. He's not just back begrudgingly. Like, he got money, he's committed, we talked to him, that type of thing.
Eliot, I want to run through a few players, a few free agents, and just get your percentage chance they're an Eagle next year and a little bit of why. Let's start with probably will be their biggest money free agent, and that is Jaelan Phillips. What do you think the likelihood he's back and why?
So I'd put him at like 75%. I think they're going into the offseason with a goal of re-signing him. Now, the scary thing I think for them would be he is one of the best free agents available. He plays a premium position. And teams out there that have a ton of money, it only takes one team to say, we're going to vastly overpay for him. I don't think he is a great free agent in a way. Like, he has an injury history. His sack production's not great. But I think in this class, he could get overpaid. So I would put him at 75%, though, because I do think they want to pay him.
Well, Josh Sweat just got a huge deal. I mean, I think Jaelan Phillips is probably a $100 million player, honestly.
Ooh.
He's got to be $25 million a year. I don't know. It's not $100 million guaranteed.
I don't know if I can do that. I can't get him.
I bet it's a $100 million deal with $50 million guaranteed.
I was going to say, did Josh Sweat get $40 million guaranteed? I might be misremembering, but I thought he didn't get a ton guaranteed.
Yeah, but 40. I just said 50 guaranteed.
Yeah. Inflation.
Yeah,
bigger salary,
bigger cap. I think
Tariff,
Jaelan Phillips probably not as healthy as Josh Sweat.
Would you say Josh Sweat was better? A better free
I think
agent?
Josh Sweat was better.
He's older, but he was more productive.
Same
but
also
injury history. Although I
I
did play more though. Actually.
So Josh Sweat got $41 million guaranteed, and the whole contract was $76 million.
Okay, yeah. So he's younger. Jaelan Phillips is younger. And a bigger cap. I think so. Next one, let's go Dallas Goedert.
So I'm going to go 54% on that. I do think he wants to be back. I think the Eagles would be interested in bringing him back.
Of course, yeah.
I do think, though, it's a tough tight end class in the way that there are some really interesting free agents out there. I know Kyle Pitts got the franchise tag, but, Njoku's out there. Cade Otton is out there, who played for Josh Grizzard, their pass game coordinator, Isaiah Likely. So there are some really interesting options. I think that could drive Dallas.
None of those guys are better than Dallas Goedert.
I would agree with you on that. I mean, Cade Otton played for Josh Grizzard, so that's there's that interesting connection there. But I would agree with you. I think Goedert's better than those guys. But if you can get Goedert back at $7-8 million a year, I think there's a lot of benefit in having him in that tight end room next year.
You need at least a dime.
Yeah, he's not. I think
you're gonna get at least a dime out there.
Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
5%, if that.
That sucks.
I'm going to miss Nakobe.
Yeah. They don't
think
really have
want
anybody to
Jahad
replace
Campbell
him.
Yeah,
What's
I
that?
think they want Jahad Campbell to play.
Oh, for sure.
And
Well, he's an edge
Nakobe
rusher.
kept him off the field. Well, again, I know you like to say that, but they did draft him in the first round because of his edge potential, which is true. It just hasn't realized yet.
Yeah, well. Right. And then finally, Reed Blankenship.
I think that's unlikely as well. I would probably go 40%, 35%. If you look at the free agency class, I think there actually are really good free agent safeties out there. Jaquan Brisker is out there. Kobe Bryant from Seattle is out there. And if the Eagles are going to pay money to a safety, and I think Reed will get a decent-sized contract. I think they probably think he's a $10 million a year player. Yeah. You're almost probably better off signing someone that's better than him. So, I think the Cowboys make a lot of sense for him. Christian Parker's out there. He knows what Christian Parker likes to do. You can put him in that secondary. So I would say less than 50% on Reed.
All right. Well, Eliot, we love you, buddy. And
I felt a little left out seeing the picture of you guys at the airport together. I kind of wish I was down there with you guys.
Yeah, well, we got everybody here with the Phillies is asking for you, so maybe we can bring you down next year. Yeah. We'll let you interview.
With open arms,
we'll let you interview Dombo. We'll see how that goes. So
better than it did on the morning show. But,
yeah. Oh, wow. Well, you hold him accountable, I guess. You can get the Go Birds podcast wherever you get your podcasts. He is Eliot Shorr-Parks. Eliot, thank you, brother.
All right, brother.
Yep, talk to you guys soon. See ya.
There he is, the great Eliot Shorr-Parks.